Hey everybody, welcome to the 1804 show, chapter 2. I'm your host, Dollar Will, and this is 1804 History. Yeah, I'm back with another history segment. A lot of people have been asking me when you bringing back the history, because we need him. So, I'm back, guys. So, I just wanted to shout out everybody who tuned in to last night's episode and who's really been just constantly, supporting me and just making sure that I stay focused and stay positive and stay humble as possible. But yeah, before I start, when I was listening and watching this documentary about this, I ain't gonna lie, it was painful. It makes me mad just as a black man, just the fuck shit that they done to all of us, men, women, and children. And this year in 2022, people act like they don't care. They don't appreciate these sacrifices that the people before us, who paved the way. And I always try to make sure that I'm grateful and that I'm appreciative for the sacrifices that the people before us came. Because I was born in 1988, so Dr. King was was murdered 19 years before I was born, going on 20 years. So I'm just grateful for the chance to grow up when I did grow up, in the 80s and 90s. Because there's no way that I could have lived be a little kid in the 50s and 60s and witness so much segregation and Jim Crow and being called colored, being called Negro, being called nigger. I couldn't. I got called nigger before, but I'm just saying. I'd rather be called nigger than nigger, you know what I'm saying? And it's just really a hard pill to swallow when you read stories about people who ain't do nothing wrong except be black folks in the South and good, wholesome people who just went to work and took care of their families, served their country, and still got murdered and brutalized and a whole bunch of stuff, all because of the fact that they was African American and this and that. It just really be paying me sorry, I used the word wrong. It pains me knowing that just what our people had to go through and what our people had to suffer through just so they can take care of their kids and so they can survive. We would never understand. Everybody talks about this Black Lives Matter stuff and people being assassinated on video. Yes, that's tragic, but just imagine countless others who didn't get the opportunity to have a cell phone with a video camera on it. But yet, people like to say it's the worst thing ever, but it's not. Well, you don't know how many others who've met the same fate. And I just think that we just need to start loving each other and supporting each other now than ever. But let me get into the story. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button, show me some love. Because this is not really an easy thing to discuss. It's not easy at all. It's never easy when you hear about fuckery. So, okay, I'm finna start the story. Wharlest Jackson was born 1930 and died 1967. Was the treasurer of the Natchez, Mississippi branch of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People until his assassination by a car bomb, which was placed on the frame of his truck under the driver's seat. The bomb went off at approximate 8 o'clock p.m. on February 27, 1967. This supposedly occurred when he switched on his turn signal on his way home. The explosion caused several damage to Wharlest's lower torso, and he died on the scene. The scene of his death was 6 blocks away from the site that he was employed, Armstrong Rubber and Tire Company. The coal pit was never found, and while the FBI suspected the involvement of the Silver Dollar Group, an offshoot of the Ku Klux Klan. Hold on. There was no investigation that came up with a conclusion or a culprit, despite the 10,000 pages of FBI documentation and evidence. You know what's crazy about that is, like, this man didn't do nothing wrong. He was just, an everyday man, war veteran, just going to work and doing what he got to do, being a devoted father, devoted husband. So he didn't deserve that fate. He had no idea what was coming. And I'm going to get into that real soon. So Jackson was a Korean vet, or Korean War veteran, sorry. I'm kind of tired, bear with me. Married with 5 children who worked at the Armstrong Rubber and Tire Company for 12 years. The company has several white employees affiliated with the Klan, and under pressure from the civil rights activists, the company management had opened more positions to African Americans and promoted Jackson to a more advanced explosives mixing position that had previously been held only by whites. The promotion was heavily opposed by his wife, but the pay of 17 cents meant that his wife could quit her job as a cook at an all-black school and spend more time with their kids. Mrs. Jackson, Warren's wife, later commented, "I beg him not to take that job." Just 2 years earlier, the the same circumstances have befallen a friend of the Jackson family, Meta Cal. Ooh, I hate to. Oh, Mega. Okay, Mega Mega Metcalf. Okay, I hate. I'm just butchering these names. Oh my God. Ooh, I'm terrible at names, especially these down south names. He was president of the local NAACP in Wharlest, worked under him as a treasurer. After receiving a promotion at Armstrong Rubber and Tire Company, Meta Metcalf got in his car and started the ignition, causing a similar explosion and injuring him severely. The Jackson family took him in and nursed him back to health until he returned to his job a year later. So, what I got from that brief paragraph was basically, he had, before it was, what they call that? I'm trying to remember. With Maynard Jackson, the thing that help us, black folks get ahead in corporate America and these jobs and these companies and corporations. Affirmative action. Before it was affirmative action, this was it. So the NAACP protested that blacks was being treated unfair in these companies and these jobs because they would work so hard and get paid less, and pretty much will be blackballed, and pretty much will be singled out a whole lot, and just working long hours. And he worked 12 hours a day, and only making $3 and some change an hour. And these is, plants. Just imagine you working at a plant, working at General Motors or UAW, and you only getting $3 and some change. I don't know if they got benefits because, they didn't really, was considered an employee like that. Unlike the whites, where the whites had enough money to buy homes and pay their mortgage and pay life insurance, get all the benefits, when colored people really barely got in dental, vision, health. So he's just a young guy, man, with 5 children. And he took that job because his wife became ill. So he just wanted her to quit her job so he can support, the entire family, so she can be at home with the kids. And, pretty much warned him not to take the job because that was going to be a target on his back. He was going to pretty much, be on site. And he was a brave man. That's all I can say. A brave man. Okay, where am I at? So basically, they're saying no one was ever charged on this case either. The person who first came upon Wharlest Jackson after the accident was his son, Wharlest Jackson Jr., who recounted when I made it to him, he was lying in the street. His shoe was blown off and the truck was mangled. The cases are still in the backlogs of the FBI, and out of 109 similar cases, only 2 have been solved. Okay. Well, pretty much this man was only 36 years old and lost his life for nothing. It's just the stuff that people say, the stuff that people do. You know, how could people be that cruel? How can people be that evil? I would never be that evil. The evil that these people done to our people, man, it's a disgrace. It's people should be ashamed of themselves, and people are still alive. I know some people still alive that know what happened to this man. A father of 5 children, a loving husband, a Korean War veteran who did nothing but took a position at a job that he worked for 12 years and served his community, was a man of the community, because he used to be with Medgar Evers whenever Medgar Evers showed up to Natchez. And y'all should know about the word in the name Natchez. It's an Indian tribe. So I'm going to let y'all look that up and figure that out. But just imagine the trauma and the terror that his son had witnessed and still go through it to this day. His son's still alive. He's still him. I don't know how many children are still surviving, but I know his son that's named after him still alive, and he said that he was never the same. He practically saw his father in pieces, and the truck was just completely beyond repair. Even if he would have survived, he would have not walked again. He would have not been able to see, hear, or just whatever. And it's just stories like this, it just makes me mad. It's just simply plain evil. And people never got tried, never faced justice. Or just, it's Mississippi. So I ask myself, what do I expect? It's just, I'm more woke and more aware of a lot of stuff, so nothing really surprised me about these type of things. But this still a cold case. This still is an ongoing case right now. There's no statute limitations on murder. And it's just what makes me mad is that, they just will kill us, and nothing happens. But when we kill each other, they go off the deep end and making sure that they find out who did it, what happened, and the murder weapon, the evidence. They find our eyewitnesses. They would put a cash reward out, the Crime Stoppers, when it's us. And then somebody who's money hungry would turn their asses in. And that's why I don't really respect our people sometimes, because they stick together. You know what I'm saying? their people stick together. You know, y'all saw that Emmett Till special. Y'all know I ain't lying. It's just shit like this, man. It's just unfair. It's just really unfair. You know, nobody deserves to go through something like that. Nobody deserves that. And I just want for people to just understand that we gotta keep fighting the good fight and making sure that we don't forget these ancestors, you know. You know, he died before ever seeing his grandchildren. His kids, you know, grow up and become adults. It's just unfortunate, man. And I believe his son is pretty much the same age as my mother. 60, well, he would be 65 this year, but my mom is 64. So just imagine that, you know. And I just want, just for everybody to understand that this shit is still going on to this day as we speak. You know, we still being lynched. We still being, you know, hurt. We still being killed. And people still getting off. Don't think that this shit is over, because it's not. So y'all better wake up and rise up and unite. And stop bullshitting. You know, this is pretty much like, should be a reminder that you just another Nick. You know what I'm saying? So it really doesn't go furthermore into it, but I just want to thank everybody for tuning in, and everybody who supports me, showing love. Remember, subscribe to the YouTube channel, the 1804 Show Chapter 2. Like, comment, subscribe. I got a playlist, got a just nice variety of whatever, you know. And just make sure that you keep me in your prayers and keep me in your hearts, because I do this for you guys. You know, I just got off work. I'm tired. That's why I was like slurring my words a little bit. But I am exhausted. But I couldn't end this night without coming on here and giving y'all this episode. And there's going to be more to come and more in store. And I'm going to make sure to give y'all my all. So that includes tonight's episode. Hopefully I ain't keep y'all this long, but I finna go lay down because I am exhausted. So have a good night, everybody. Thank y'all for tuning in. Remember, if you want to make a small donation, medium donation, large donation, make sure y'all hit the Cashapp. $1804 Show. God bless. Peace.